In this video, I will review some of the calculator skills that are important. First of all, we need to remember how to enter data into lists. So turn the calculator on and go stat then edit, and then we can enter our data. Of course, sometimes you will have this problem where there is data in a list. So you need to remember to clear the data. Scroll up, press clear, press enter, then the table will be ready. So in this case, the X information goes into list 1. And then we are able to enter the list 2 data. Once the data is entered, we're able to calculate the equation for the line of best fit. To do this, select Stat, then Calc, then number 4, Lin Reg, click Enter. The X list is in list 1, and that's the X values here, we put in list 1. The Y values we'll put in list 2. You need to be careful that list 1 and list 2 do in fact correspond to X and Y. Later on, we will want to graph our line of best fit. So we want to store the equation. To do that, press bars, then Y bars, then function, and 1, because that is where we will put the equation. Then calculate. And you can see on the screen the equation 3.966x plus 1.035. We also want to be able to calculate the value of the correlation, the R value. At the moment, this is not showing on the screen. There is a way to make the value of R appear all the time. If you click second and then catalog on the 0 button, you can now see all of the calculator functions. We want to go all the way through until we get to a function called diagnostic on. This diagnostic on. Press enter. Press enter again to make it happen. And this time, if we go and do our regression, Lin Reg, enter. We've already stored, but for practice, vars, Y vars, function, Y1, calculate, enter. Now on the screen you can see two extra numbers here. One is called r squared, the other r. We're interested in the value r. This is the correlation coefficient. Now if we want to graph the scatter plot, we need to go second, stat plot. We need to turn on plot 1. So if it is like this, you need to click on click, and then you need to select the type, and we want scatter. Click on here. Again, you need to make sure that your x values are in list 1 and your y values are in list 2, and you can choose the shape. Press enter. Then to graph, and we can see there is the equation for the line of best fit being graphed, because the calculator automatically put that in here. We can see here is the equation. But there is a problem. There are no data points here. And that is because the scale is wrong. So we need to set the window. And we need to look at our data and think about what set of x values and y values will work for the window. That is the screen. And we can see that the smallest value of x is 3, it goes to 48, and y goes from 11 to 186. So we go to window. 0 is a good place to start. Up to, say, 50. We'll cover all of the x values, and just for neatness, we'll make the x scale 5. The smallest value of y, again, 0 would be best here. And perhaps we go all the way to 200 and set an x scale of 20, just so it looks good. And now we do the graph. We should see the scatter plot and the line of best fit together. You can see from this graph that the line matches very closely to the data points. And if you recall, the value of r was 0.99, a very strong correlation. And if you can do all of these things, then you will be able to quickly solve any problem related to data that is scattered or can be graphed on a scatter plot.